Mr. Banana.
Mr. Banana. And a cuss word. That's YugiBOOM for you guys.
Yeah, I thought we don't.
Professions, day one, baby. This has been us the whole time. You just didn't know it.
Yeah, we're degenerates.
Totally are degenerates.
It's fine.
Okay, guys.
That's how we
are
work.
Officially live on YouTube. Yeah, welcome to the YugiBOOM
What
Friday
is
night,
good?
everybody. We are getting together primarily because of this crazy virus, has everyone going a little stir crazy, and we usually duel together every Friday night, and we can't. So welcome to our first live event.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And we're just gonna be talking about stuff.
Yep, we're gonna talk about stuff, specifically the ban list. I got it up here. How's everyone's week going?
All
as
right.
good as it
I'm
can
still
be.
working because
Yep.
I'm essential. Apparently.
Surviving, you know.
I mean, it would be better if the ban list didn't hurt me so.
Speaking of the ban list,
That's a lot of people,
I got.
which we're gonna talk about
We'll
today.
So I got it wrapped right here for our viewers, so we can just kind of scroll down and talk about all. I'm gonna go down. I'll look at all the remarks that are new. I'll list them off, and then the peanut gallery here of all of our favorite YugiBOOM members will be talking about some of the details here. So the first one we have, guys, is Blackwing Steam the Cloak.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nice and forbidden.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so obviously, I don't think we have to tell the viewers too much in terms of this ban list was totally preemptive, with a minor dash of just randomness and fixing current problems. But for the most part, a lot of this synchro-friendly cards being hit is just because a lot of people have been going crazy online playing in Master Roll 5 quote and just making like 3 Quasars in one turn or like stuff that shouldn't be possible in Yu-Gi-Oh, you know?
And
that's
looping with
just one.
Trish's.
Looping with Trish's, like exactly. Gumblar all over again, essentially, with letting your opponent start with nothing. So I get why like cards like Blackwing Steam the Cloak, to give an example, you know, he creates a token, he's summonable back from the graveyard fairly easy, because nowadays a lot of people get more monsters on board without normaling yet, you know? And so any monster that recurs easy for free, and not to spoil the rest of the ban list, because there's no such thing since we're late, right? You know? But like that's why the rest of the cards like Glow Bulb and Justrudo, like anything that just adds to ridiculous easy restrictions. And a good note to that was earlier I was on the phone with Gary, another YugiBOOM member, and he was asking me why stuff like Unizombie and stuff didn't get hit. And I was like, well, even though Unizombie is also a broken tuner, he's still got that secondary restriction of you can only attack with zombies for the rest of their turn if you use the effect of his that really matters. Who's really pitching from hand with Unizombie, you know? Besides actual full zombie decks who are going off like to an extent. So it's like, yeah, or you're desperate. Or it's like you have Mizuki in hand. Let's be real, that's the only time. Yeah. So with Blackwing Steam the Cloak, is honestly, I feel that one was necessary. Plus, I hate Blackwings anyways. So
hey,
yeah, let him burn.
Well,
because
you know,
they've got the
all 'cause of needle
most
fiber.
support consistently. Like before, like through the whole
we don't
link
have a
meta.
link yet, though.
I know, but still, y'all got like 12,000 different monsters to choose from for like different builds.
True.
So it's like when I type Blackwing on Dueling Book, more cards come up than like any archetype I play. Like there's 7 pages almost of cards with
That's
the word
right.
black, and then Blackwing alone has 3 full pages of cards on Dueling Book.
That's right.
So
You know
they
who that
take up
is.
3 of the pages with the generic word black on it. Just to give you an example of how many fucking Blackwings there are
They
out there.
also all have pretty good effects too, because I mean, obviously, Steam the Cloak just got banned because it does have a effect specific to tuners, but also I mean, Gofu's right above it on the list, right? And Gofu was like one of the first things that got banned in Links because it was so good.
Yeah, because I think Gofu honestly was a necessary one, not in terms of being banned, but as a good card, because early link format sucked. There was no really good links. He just helped you make a decode talker. And back then it seemed hella OP just because decode talker let you summon 2 extra deck monsters. But in today's current meta, if someone summons a decode talker on you, you're just like, you know, like what the like summoning Utopia with no lightning, you know, you're just like, what is this?
I should get double or nothing.
Yeah. What was the
Yeah,
combo?
so,
It was
I don't know, does
Gofu,
anybody-
2 Link Spiders, right? Or Gofu, Link Spider, and then then they found a Link 2 to do it, and then it got banned.
Yeah, it was just the typical, you would go into the Gofu, you would make a Link Spider with one of the tokens, then you would make a Link 2 with the Gofu and the Link Spider, and then the last token would become a Link Spider again, and now you have 2 Links, and then you make Deco Talker.
Yeah.
And that was it.
True.
Simple as that.
Or whatever else the other plays was. We don't know. We don't watch the meta too hard, you know.
Yeah.
We keep up with it, but not. Yeah.
But
But
moving,
anyways,
Next up,
yeah.
Destrudo. I know a lot of
Ah.
people were salty about this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those cards where it's like, it sucks for me being I have like 3 different dragon decks, and they all really love Destrudo. Especially, I just revived my plant dragons, you know, and so now like, the only deck I'm not tripping about it not being in is Blue Eyes, because I only ran 1 copy, and it was really just there for extra link material. He was never really used as a tuner, so I don't really give a crap there. But for Dragoonides and stuff, he's just like, that one hurts because it's the example of like just a card being too versatile. Like that's Destrudo's problem. Like when he adds that extra deck monster capability just in himself, like with you summoning him with something else, like that alone makes it too crap, because nowadays every main deck can benefit off of sending random stuff to the graveyard, and everybody adds all the cards to send plus an extra foolish, and then you just dump the Destrudo when you're not doing your main combo in like any deck. And Destrudo just gives you too much. If he didn't change levels, I don't think he'd be banned. I'll say that.
he probably wouldn't be used at all because he's level
Yeah.
7. That's hella high. But yeah, I mean that kind of hurts too. Like I had my Heradic deck that I made. Was it December? I think. And the Destrudo was in there, but I didn't really use it too much. It's good, but I mean, I can see why this card got. It's because, like I said, all like this, the Glow Bulb, the Steam the Cloaks, all because of the Needle Fiber. That's really all. They're just preemptive hits, and yeah, they just don't want any stupid shenanigans going on.
Yeah,
So that's why Dandelion got hit a long time ago, because they're like, we're gonna hit this card anyway, because of Needle Fiber.
Dandelion and Level Eater.
Yep.
Those were the 2 that got hit before they could even be abused.
Yeah, I'm a miss Level Eater in my Synchron deck. I'll tell you that much. I'm trying to remake it with hopefully with the new support cards that came out, Magical Hero and stuff. But yeah, Level Eater, I'm gonna miss a lot because that card was so good in that deck when it was playable. So
Level
good.
Eater might come back now because links are not as, you know, if they need a lot of link power again, because that's the only reason I got it banned, because you can make that crazy U-Link board super quick with it. But now that links aren't that important, maybe it'll see the day again. I remember I was trying to build that Dark Lord deck with it, and the second I got all the cards, it got banned. I was really pissed.
Yeah, I think Level Eater will stay on there for a while.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's the thing. Destrudo's not just a hit to dragons; it's a hit to everybody, pretty much. So that's the funny thing about him.
That's real. All right, so next up, guys,
all right,
super controversial one. Still have to do with synchros though. It starts with a G, ends with a bulb, glow up bulb.
Yeah.
With Glow Up Bulb, are we surprised though? I mean, you know, the trade-off effect isn't necessarily like, granted, like the once per duel thing, you know, was kind of a big trade-off, but especially in this coming format where it favors synchro monsters, yeah, I feel like I'm not surprised with Glow Up Bulb at this point, especially with the big money card, Needle Fiber coming out, of course. Like, you know, that has a whole combo in it on its own. You know, any deck can utilize that. So, I mean, of course, they're going to favor. They're going to favor the new card.
The best thing is Glow Up Bulb's text should just read, "I help you make Naturia Beast." Like that's the big thing with Glow Up Bulb. Let's be real, especially with Needle Fiber and stuff. Like everybody's running the Performa Pal engine to get the free summons and like the searching and thinning the deck. And what's his name, Hat Tricker or whatever, happens to be Earth. So with a free way to get him to hand and a free way to get Glow Up Bulb from deck, that's a Naturia Beast for any deck. And it's like, imagine if these bans didn't happen. Like, imagine if Thunder Dragons were still OP, and then because of Needle Fiber coming out, now they can run synchros and they just make a beast on you on top of having a Colossus and a bunch of other bullshit, you know? Like, so it's like, I get it, but at the same time, Glow Up Bulb is like one of the only good plants, and I just made a plant deck, so I'm hella pissed off. Like, you know, I mean, Spore is still good, but like, it's just that fact that Global being Earth, like, kind of, I know he's still broken because of the resummon ability and helping you climb up synchros and different things like that he utilizes. But, like, regardless of Needle Fiber, if Global was, like, dark and not Earth, I don't think he'd be so controversial, personally.
Nah, he'd be more broken if he was dark.
Oh, no, not dark. Yeah, dark is actually pretty busted. That's a bad choice. I mean, like, imagine if he was freaking fire because he glows, glow up. Like, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But I'm just saying. Maybe I'm just...
Globo's kind of like Destrudo. It's just too versatile. I even had it in my freaking zombie deck, just because it mills one.
Just curious, though. I don't want to sound stupid, but why not dark? Like, I might not know this, but why not dark?
Just because dark and light have the most, support cards.
Because then you could throw Glow Bulb into any deck, any dark deck, because even if you can't use it, if you miss your time to use it, you just allure it, Like, it just adds way more versatility to a already versatile card,
Yeah.
And then after it sits in the grave, being dead for the once per duel effect, now it's a guaranteed thing you're gonna banish with like a Dark Arm Dragon or something,
That's why Snow got hit, because the card's too broken.
Yeah, because she was light,
like that.
and she kept banishing and summoning and.
Yeah.
On a kind of related note, has there ever been an errata in the history of YugiBOOM, or not YugiBOOM, but an errata in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! That just changed the attribute or the type or anything like that, or no?
Nah, it's always just effect based that I know
They've
of.
changed, the one thing I know is they changed Goyo. They made it Earth Warrior or something like that. They changed the recipe to summon it.
Okay. But no, like, hard specifics on the card itself.
Nah, not that I can think of. The only thing I can think of that's kind of close is them actually making Divine real. Okay, that's the only thing I can think, because before, when the God cards were still just the colored backings and random, with no effects, there was no other Divine cards till they made that one crazy fairy that's like hella hard to summon. Forget what that one is. And now since then, there's been more Divine cards, but like that's the only thing I can think of in terms of them just saying like, this is water now. Like, I can't
the Sacred Beast,
think of that.
Divine too, right?
The ones from the movie, the Pyramid ones?
No, the GX gods.
I think they're dark.
Are they? I never noticed that. Here, I'm looking it up right now. Oh yeah, the Raviols are dark. Yeah, so they're probably different attributes.
Maybe it's because they knew at the time
that's
that they
crazy.
didn't want to actually make the original God cards playable, and so they actually made these ones playable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is Raviol God's cooler art in the OCG. That's what I know for sure.
Yeah.
Is it?
But on to the next card.
Anyways, the next one, guys, is Luna Light Tiger.
Yeah, so Luna Light Tiger, I think it's more of a meta hit because Luna Lights, they're popping up and stuff. And this card, if you read its effect, it's not it's broken. It has 2 effects to summon for free. And yeah, that's why it got hit. They just preemptively hit. They're like, yeah, no more of this. And it's weird because, you see it topping, like, tops and stuff, but like it's not like dominant, like, like Spire, like, Shadol Invoke to have were in this past season. And that's the one thing I was gonna say. Shadol Invoke didn't even get hit, so like damn. But yeah, this card, just because Luna Light's popping up everywhere.
Also, like, Luna Lights are
too splashable.
A way to get to other things. Like, people aren't making Luna Lights and then sitting on Panther Dancer and shit like that. Like, they're using it as a bonus, but usually Luna Lights are getting you as a thought. It's getting you to the other pieces, or at least it was. I don't know if anymore, but it was like helping you get into other bigger monsters.
Yeah, it was just summon hella broken stuff.
Honestly, I never got to see what Luna Lights really did because I heard about the OTK when it first came out, and a couple regionals ago when we went, I was playing Evil Swarms, and I got to go first. Some dude was playing Luna Light Do Anything because I had a D-Fissure and an Ophion out. So I was just like...
Well, that's why, Joe, because you just be oppressive as hell.
Yeah, you have to. I got scraped by every other meta deck, so it didn't matter. It was just the one I happened to counter hella hard, But yeah, but Tiger, YugiBOOM here, we really don't give a shit about it. The meta can burn for all I care. Once they hit Colossus, I stopped caring. I tried to make a meta deck again and caved in, and then they destroyed it. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going back.
Colossus was oppressive though. Especially double Colossus than a Titan. That's too much. But that's a subject for a different day.
Yeah.
Whoa, so I don't know if you guys saw this, but one of our other YugiBOOM members, Fabi, just posted in our group chat from YGO Paladin on Instagram, just released the artwork for the newest tin on 2020.
Oh yeah,
Pretty cool.
yeah, that's the big news. Yeah, it looks dope. It's like the tablet from the anime.
That's awesome.
From
I'm
the
gonna see if I can just
animes.
put it on the stream real quick.
It's,
It looks pretty epic. I mean, you guys will be able to. You guys should look it up.
It does.
oh, that actually looks
I was gonna
cool.
talk about the next card. I was gonna say Master Plan. Oh my god.
Oh, this is a
Completely
big
wrecked
hit
my
for you.
spirals. I mean, I didn't play it very meta because obviously Pot of Extravagance and like Magician Souls is too expensive for me. But yeah, Master Plan, yeah, that hurt. It's like damn, because I guess they just hit it because they just didn't want spirals popping up anymore. That's kind of like the last ban list, how they just kind of hard reset a lot of stuff. That's kind of what Master Plan is, got hit because they're like, we don't want to see this deck anymore. Boom. And they just stopped. Instead of hitting Magician Souls, which was the broken one, they hit Master Plan because she was probably a little more broken than Magician Souls. But yeah, she did start off a lot of combos.
I thought this ban list was going to bring some more uplifts too. Like, I'm not going to lie, I thought Redox was going to come off the list.
Some other Dragon Ruler.
I want Title back.
Yeah, let's be real, bro. As much as we want him, Title and Blaster are too busted. Compared to Tempest and Redox, like, Title and Blaster too busted. Like, I want Blaster just
really
as bad as you
That's
want
probably why they
Title.
didn't bring back Redox.
Yeah, but I mean, Redux still is like, the fact that he's not beefy in attack is what makes him not as broken as the other ones, Because not only do they have their good effects, they also can summon and beat shit down. But Master Plan was something that's, as much as, see, that's the thing with Spirals, though, is Spirals, they've had different types of consistency, though. So that's why they are randomly and switching their ratios and stuff, because people always find ways to abuse them. And I think it's just because inherently the way spirals work is pretty annoying, like looking at your opponents rearranging the top of the deck and shit like that. Like, I mean, I don't care, but it's just saying.
But they're
like, in
spies.
general,
That's what they're supposed to do. They gotta get the intel.
I mean, it makes sense. They
I know,
have a
I
very
understand.
for being almost like kind of essentially not a gambling archetype, but an archetype where you can take a risk. But they also have a lot of things that like let you foresee the risk, right? I can't remember the actual combo, but use the card to see what the card is first, then you can call it. Like they have consistency in that, so it's not necessarily like some of the classic like rolling a dice and try your best to hit that. They always have like a redundancy effect in there, which is kind of cool.
It's more like, let me take a peek and then roll the dice to the number I want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why the ban list doesn't make sense sometimes to me too, though. It's just like the inconsistencies on what is still there. Because I look at the ban list sometimes, and there's some things that I understand are pipe dreams or me, like Danglong and crap like that. But there's some things I look at on the ban list where I'm just like, who's really even going to use that anymore? Like I look at some things like even Yada Garasu. If that was at 1, nobody would even play it. Like, there's still other cards that don't let you draw.
We don't
like
know.
Fenrir.
Somebody might make it broken.
Who knows? But anyways, let's move on. Sorry.
So we'll talk about the set next, because now we moved past Forbidden. We're limited now. And speaking of gambling archetypes where you take a risk on something, we got Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsukinoko, which is now accompanying Danger Nessie from the couple of lists before.
I honestly have no problem with that. Even as somebody that uses Danger, it makes sense. They're too good, man. They've always been too inherently, like, all Dangers are just too good. So limiting them all to 1, I've been calling for that even when I first started playing them. Like, it fixes the problem. Now nobody can really complain about them. And, like, I mean, I really don't understand Nessie being still limited with those two getting hit to 1. Like, I think Nessie could have been semied on this list or something, or even put to unlimited, but because nobody runs Ogopogo or Bigfoot anymore. Nobody
people
runs
still
Dog.
play the Bigfoot and the Thunderbird. That's the ones they use.
Really? The level 8s?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
for a
because
while,
they use
nobody
them in
was
either
touching
the Grand
Big...
Machu deck
or
the Danger Luna Light. That's the thing. They use the level 8s, they summon them, and then they just summon, like, rank 8s and stuff like
Galaxy,
that. Yeah, things like that.
That's the thing. It's like, for the Dangers, it's just like, I wouldn't be surprised if they all go to 1 eventually. Ones people never use, like Dogman, and that's pretty much it. Actually, Dogman and
these 3 are
Ogopogo.
fine. I think these 3 are fine.
I mean,
honestly,
would you say
these are the broken ones?
would you say it's still necessary if someone were to say build like a like a straight danger deck? Like would you say it would still be necessary for like these semi limits for these two?
Yeah,
Like, you know
because
what
like
I mean?
pure danger is probably terrible right now. Like if you ran pure like
Yeah,
pure
nobody ever
danger
played
was cool.
Pure Danger.
Yeah, nobody ever
Oh,
really
okay,
played
fair
pure
enough.
danger. But even if
Danger
you
is just an
tried, like
engine.
yeah, danger is an engine to just discard and draw, and it helps if your deck happens to be dark also, then great. But even if it isn't, they're just so broken. Like
These are the broken ones because they replace themselves. That's the thing.
No, yeah.
Like Nessie,
Yeah.
if it gets discarded, you search one. And what do you search? Jackalope or Tsuchinoko? And then you use Jackalope or Tsuchinoko effect. If it gets discarded, oh well. Like Jackalope summons one from the deck. Tsuchinoko just summons itself. So that's really why. And
It
even
just
if they
sucks.
don't get discarded, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I could see why they got hit to 1, but I think they probably could have stayed at 2 and it would have been fine. Because this really hurt Danger Lunalight. Because that's the thing. Dangers and Lunalights work together because they would, draw, discard, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Because
now
I could
this definitely
understand.
hits that.
Yeah, because I could understand, like, being used as, like, an engine definitely is broken. But, like, I've always kind of wondered if, like, just a basic build of, like, pure dangers would still be pre-broken,
I know they have that urine danger,
say before the
danger, your realm of danger cards or whatever, but like even like they still don't have like other than being discarded, they don't have like a win condition as a whole.
Yeah. I just remember playing Machuca with his Grandmaster, and the only danger spell he played that I remember was the response team, because you could, you put a danger back on the bottom and you could draw and stuff. So that's the only card I saw him use. But like actually, like I said, an actual danger deck, I never seen anybody play it, like meta at least.
So speaking of things that aren't really meta, I mean, it could have been because of Union Hanger, but we got ABC Dragon Buster up next.
I'm so mad it got hit to 1.
Hey, that makes me laugh because Gary was hella excited for Master Roll 5, and now because he runs ABC Lightsworn,
so
and now that's not gonna happen, buddy.
Nope.
Like
that's dude. I was like, man,
but it's because with Master Roll 5, dude, Master Dragon's too easy to make. Like Field Hand or Banish or Field Grave or
though.
Who isn't? Because even with Gary's Lightsworn version, I've been able to summon 2 with Link. There wasn't a restriction. I would definitely summon 3.
See,
and that's not even the best.
With 2?
2 still. I mean, that's just because the card has the protection. If he only banished on your either player's turn, he probably wouldn't be limited. But because he also replaces himself with 3 freaking monsters,
yeah,
that's the issue. You can't. Come on, bruh. If I can accept that Danglong was broken, you have to accept Buster Dragon is too. Come on, homie.
It's not as broken as Danglong. That's the thing.
Okay, Danglong is guilty of being generic. If Danglong could only make Yang Zing synchros, he'd still be here with us today.
Yeah, if he was Yang Zing specific, yes, but ABC Dragon Buster, you can't. He's not a super poly target. It's not like you can just like Starving Venom or something like that. So yeah. Whoa, that just sucks because we can't see what ABC could have done. Because I was excited to make that profile because I finally got Union Carriers. I pulled them, the Duel Overload. I was like, cool, I'm gonna make some ABCs, but then they hit it on the ban list. I'm like, really? I was like,
yeah, that's how it goes. Well, next up we have. I'm gonna just combo the 2 synchros who are also limited: TG Hyper Librarian and Trishula. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. TG Hyper Librarian.
See this coming.
Too many drawing. Too much drawing.
TGs have always been good. TGs have always been broken, even ever since they first came up during the synchro era, of course.
Yeah, so exactly. You can't have people drawing too crazy. And then Trishula, people are making 3 in their first turn and banishing 3 cards at their opponent's hand before they can even do anything. So I love Trishula, but at least she's not banned. Okay.
See, what I'm wondering is why they brought her up to 3 in the first place in the previous.
Because it wasn't that in Link meta, it's not that bad. No one's gonna use 3 monsters to make 3 Trishulas when she needs a Link to summon first. But now in the Master Roll 5, you can still make anything underneath. So like you just keep making Trishula with all these cards they recently banned because like they still limited to Trishula, even though they banned all the easy synchro monsters, because they know some smart person out there will still find a way. You know, if they don't fix it.
Takes
you know?
one person.
Even if it's a Saki combo that revolves you having like a monster reborn in hand or something, you know, they still don't want it to happen. So
True.
I think those two are very self-explanatory, and I wasn't even aware people are still running TG Hyper Librarian, so whatever.
I don't think they were until Gustron. Or Halifax, Needle Fiber, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just all needle fiber, dude. Needle fiber just just starts a lot of plays, and if you can get needle fiber out there with a hyper librarian, then you start doing some drawing, like synchroing and drawing. It's just gonna be broken. Because that's the thing, needle fiber, you tribute it, and then you summon one from the extra deck, and it counts as synchro, so that counts as one draw. So what would you do? I would just tribute it, summon a formula synchron like back in the day, and then you get 2 draws. So why not?
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah.
So next one up.
But it is.
They hit the paleo.
What's
they
the next card?
A lot of water decks. Totally awesome.
Okay, so this one is my example of what the fuck. Okay, so first of all, who's like top 8ing? I know they still top 16 and stuff, but who the fuck is top 8ing with paleos, right? So why hit Toad now? Some people, yeah, but anyway, like late as of late. Because of
Master Roll 5.
I know, but even beyond that, like why hit Toad now? I get for the Master Roll 5, but it just seems so random. And it's like if you're gonna hit Toad to 1, right? Name another good level 2 Exceed, like an actually meta defining Exceed level rank 2. There's none.
Cat.
Bullshit. Okay, so if that's the case, if you're gonna hit frogs that bad, why is Substitoad still banned? Like, like there's just so many random things that like I'm just like, why? Like, why Toad now? Like maybe to 2 I get it, but now there's like no good rank 2s like at all. And Toad's already a water aqua restricted Exceed. So I don't know. That one was just stupid to me.
Yeah, it's because
I don't even play my Geeshki frogs anymore. Well, yeah, probably because of Bahamut Shark. Because Bahamut Shark's just 2 level 4 waters, right?
Yeah, and then you just summon it, and then you detach, and you summon a Toad. Yeah. Yeah. But, it doesn't hurt me because, I had a paleo deck, but, I guess I'll scrap that for now. But it doesn't hurt like my Mermouse because, I only run 1 because, I have a little frog package in my deck. But 1's okay, I guess, for that deck. For paleo and other stuff, it hurts, but yeah, it blows. Because because if you have it out there and it's like, it gets, baited or whatever.
Only reason I'm happy is because only one of my Toads is an Invasion of Vengeance first.
I have
at least I can only run that one now.
Regular or unlimited.
Same thing with my Trident. Only one of my Tridents isn't from the Megaton. Only one is from the set first, so it's cool.
Well, yeah, Dryden here, we all thought Zodiacs were back, and then you scroll down the list, and you're like, oh, nope, Zodiacs are not back.
Yeah, well, that's why
we talk about it together. Dryden.
That's what I'm saying. We were just talking about that earlier. Is even on the comment section, viewers, if you look at people have been very receptive. My Fire Fist lovers in the comments, and someone today or yesterday recently commented, and I haven't replied yet because I need to think of what I even feel about the situation. But they said that they don't think Zodiacs are even worth running, even with Trident back, because I thought about it in retrospect, or like not in retrospect, but like in hindsight of how monsters have been lately. Is Trident is good, but he targets, so it's like at the same time, like even though I was excited with the things, I'm gonna try to replace the Zodiacs with reborn Tengus in my Fire Fist instead, because at least he's an if and he replaces himself from the deck, But as good as Dryden is at 1, he's not shit if Broad Bull doesn't come back to 1-2. So I think I'm sacking
stay banned.
Nah, you shut your mouth. But even though
dudes are broken, man.
I know I'm we already spoiled what's ahead, so at least we can skip it though. But with Barrage getting put to 1, I do agree with the commenter on YouTube in terms of like, I just don't think the Zodiacs are worth it, and nobody's going to put Zoo in anything because nobody's even really running Fire Fist right now as good as their combos are. So it's like, that one to me is just super irrelevant, super pointless. Like, you could have kept Barrage at 3 and kept Dryden at 1, and still, what else are you going to do? even if they okay, so you can make Dryden easier because you have 3 barrage. It's still only 1 Dryden who targets. If you open with a Borreload Dragon, what the hell's that Dryden gonna do? Like,
I mean, that's
nothing.
just Borreload, but
But
yeah.
no, but there's so many monsters that can't be targeted nowadays, man. Or can't be destroyed. They gotta be compulsed, or they gotta be removed, or they gotta be
I
banished.
mean, Dryden
Like,
would be good
I'm
if
surprised
everything came back for Zoo. I think it's that simple. Like, if Zoo was back to everything was back, like Dryden would have a chance because you could get more, you could do a lot more with it, you could do Broad Bull, all that other stuff. But now, like Joe was saying, like it's nearly impossible.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, no, you ain't got no Broad Bull, you ain't got no Rat Piers.
You ain't got nothing.
You're not gonna
Then
be
a
ready.
Rat's at 1.
Yeah, which makes him irrelevant. Just ban him. Like that's another back in that ban list day. That was stupid to me too. But anyways, the one that hurts everybody, the first spell that has been affected for the limited list, Instant Fusion.
Sad.
Yeah,
That one
had to.
sucked. I have multiple decks that relied on that. Dragoonides for Mavelis, freaking Thousand Eyes Restrict in any deck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that hurts. And
Not gonna lie, with Instant Fusion, I was looking forward to making Karakuris with the new Karakuri support coming out, but
Wah, wah, wah.
that's not gonna be a thing
You guys think
anymore.
they're gonna make a new like OP poly now, like some sort of fusion card or something else is gonna come back now? Like no, it's not. Sorry, not something of the past, but they're gonna release something new that's gonna like take care of everything, and then they'll ban that in another year.
with two,
Well, there's
with,
Verde Anaconda. That's the thing, because that could replace anything, any fusion spell or poly. I think that's if I'm correct.
Does it replace or does it search it out?
No, because I think you send it and then you just Anaconda's effect. It becomes that effect.
so Verde, his effect states you can target one face of monster in the field, it becomes dark until the end of the turn. That's the first effect. Then you can pay 2,000 life points, send a fusion or polymerization, normal or quick play from your deck to the graveyard, and his effect becomes the effect of that spell. So you can put him in heroes and do miracle fusion. You can do super poly. He can copy any fusion,
Instant fusion?
or polymerization, normal or quick play
Yeah, so
spell.
it's basically just
So,
giving
fusion?
you-
overload
giving you that
fusion,
faster,
like-
but now they only have the one option to pull, so you still get one no matter what. You're just getting it on your first turn if you want it. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially. And honestly, Instant Fusion's more of a card you want in hand than you'd use from Verde Anaconda. You want to use like Super Polys, or if it wasn't for banned Brilliant Fusions, like cards like that were what you would have wanted to use with Verde Anaconda, you know?
Yeah, and also Instant Fusion just because you can summon that, not the Thousand Eyes, but the Millennium Eyes. And that card's broken because you could stop hand traps, or you could stop like Ash with that. So that's probably why they also kind of hit
I
it.
saw some people on like
a
my
little bit.
like, Market Watch group saying that like Ultra Poly might become a thing in Master Rule 5, specific just because of like.
Oh,
That would
is
be
that the
hilarious
blue and red
because
one?
we were all pissed to pull that in Maximum Crisis. I have like 9 of that first ed with the freaking Z Arc, you
Yeah.
know?
It's a
So if
good
that
card.
does
It's just
become
really
popular,
slow.
I'll be happy as hell.
It's a good card. Like, it's just really slow. You know.
I remember on Christmas I got a box of Maximum Crisis for my mom because she asked my brothers what they should get me, and I pulled an Ash and a Z Arc, and I was like, "This is the most good and crappy box at the same time." I was like,
Hey, you got the
"You
Ash.
get
You
an
should be
Ash
fine.
and a Z Arc."
What's the second secret?
And
one?
then-
The Masterpiece, right? That's the second saucy one from that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so because at the time I didn't have any of that, and I wanted to build it before Machooks and stuff. But I'm glad I didn't put all that money into that deck because where's Masterpiece now
Yeah, that's real.
on
Yeah.
this list?
He's been going up though because they think he's gonna come back.
Ha! Why do they
Hope
want him to
not.
come back ever since they announced that he is affected by kaijus, which is they're still stupid to this day for people thinking he wasn't. Like they're like he's not affected by monster effects. Okay, when has cost ever been resolved in the chain? Like, you know, like it starts the chain.
Unless you're BA.
Yeah, unless you're BA. The one exception of bustedness, you know. So, but
Dante.
anyways, moving
The
on.
Vader of
Damn,
Banlist.
the one The one that's just a. I think Mind Control's just not as powerful, but you know, it's a Snatch Steal-esque card. You know, I understand it. There's not much to be said to me about Mind Control. You know, it's like
Yeah.
with I think it just feeds into the whole synchro thing again on top of that because now you can just like, oh, he happens to have a level 4 monster. I'm gonna take that and use it in my synchro. You know, like so, or use it for my links, use it for anything. Like it's bounced up
Yeah.
down from 1 to 3 so much lately. Have you realized that too?
Yeah.
Ever since mind control was never even spoken of till Link format. Now it's gone up and down from semi to limited to banned to one to unbanned, everything. Like, it's just hilarious to
Yeah.
me. It's like, just make your damn.
I think mind control started getting a lot of play too during Link specifically, like, or at least when I saw. Like, I saw when Link format came on, people started like putting a lot of mind controls in their decks, and like all of a sudden it became like a almost like kind of a renegade staple. Like certain people who want to just have throw 3 random side cards in or something else, they usually might use mind control. But back then, like, you were still so specific on using it for links, right? Because like you had to use basically links for the most part, because you had to have at least one link or one of the other monsters. But now you can literally use it for Link, Synchro, XYZ, Fusion, but multiple times throughout the turn. Like, you don't have to rely on being first for Link and then get the other ones. You have more options throughout your turn now. So I think that might have something to do with it, but you're totally right. It has fluctuated a lot.
Yeah. And also because, like, you know, those monsters that can be destroyed by card effects or by battle and things like that. And if you want to answer to it, you just mind control it and then link it away.
Would you
So
say
that's
those
why.
constant changes are necessary, though? Like, you know, like ever since the Link era was like introduced with mind control, would you say it's kind of necessary? Because I guess, you know, especially now with Master Rule 5, like the name of the game is get as many monsters on your side of the field as you can. Like, would you say mind control going down to 2 now would be necessary?
Well, I went down to 1, but
Oh, well,
I mean,
well, going up to 2. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
nah, I think it's gonna stay at 1 or get banned. Like, as the meta goes on.
It's just to stay at 1 because then people, well, they might play it, but I mean, that's like if you really want to be a win more. But yeah, it's just they're
because sometimes things getting limited is also like banning them because they're just not worth running at 1. You know?
Yeah.
Because now you have to put mind control in the same realm as your Foolishes, your Monster Reborns, and cards like that. And let's be honest.
And people don't even play Monster
Mind
Reborn
control is
anymore.
gonna find it. Well, that's the thing is, people don't even really play Monster Reborn. So that's the thing. So you gotta put it against your Foolishes, your Raigekis, stuff like that. And mind control is more often gonna find itself in the side more than it is in the main compared to like Raigeki and shit. So, you know, it's just
like
one of those
Terraforming,
limits. Too. Well, at least we can skip Zodiac Barrage because we already beat it to death earlier.
Yeah, we only got a couple left here.
Yeah.
We're in that section now about things that went up, like things that there was more of.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily. Malicious
was.
Yeah,
Malicious is back to 2.
Oh my goodness.
This card should just stay in 2 forever. Like, that's what I've seen from other YouTubers that like Mally is just destined for semi-limit because it's like, oh yeah, bring it back to 3, and then it's like, oh no, we're gonna put it back to down 2, and then
it seemed like a good idea.
He's honestly with Malicious, he's one of those cards where his effect is just not great unless he's unlimited. So kind of like what we just talked about with mind control, semi-limiting him is kind of making him not worth it. You know, like some
you'll
decks
still play him,
dark,
but
you could still play him, but it's just not like I'm already never.
Not the same.
I was working on my Jinzo deck again for the channel. I actually been playing it, and now I can't. So that's it's like there's no point with a card like him. So it's like certain effects and stuff. They just, I don't know.
You're never gonna get your Jinzo deck. I hope you know that. Just with all this stuff going on, you're never gonna get your Jinzo deck.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh, sad.
And then they also put Widow Anchor back to 2, so it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I think Sky
That's because Engage is banned.
The fastest thing to change ever. It went from being like number 1 to gone. Number 1, and now it's like, oh, maybe they get something else.
Once Engage got banned, it's not the same. Like, I had Sky Tracker cards in my Spiral, but my Spirals and Sky Striker cards, I put them all away because it's like, I don't even want to play it anymore right now.
Dead.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yep, that's how it goes. But the next stuff is good news for you, Deep Sea Diva at 3.
They got to sell the set, man. The Eternity Code is going to have Deep Sea Archetype. So it's like, hey. But it just kind of sucks, though, because I had it in my Fish OTK deck. I never really got to play that deck because the last Banlist deck is like I hit to 1. So I already put those cards away too. But yeah, the Deep Sea Diva, it just helps out with the rank 2s in that deck. That's why I played in that deck. But now, with it being at 3 and in my Mermails, it's going to be a lot easier to get to Neptibus. So it's great.
That's true. It's annoying.
And it's great
but it's
because you could just normal diva, summon a heavy infantry, get an extra normal summon. If you have an extra diva in hand, normal the diva, summon an Neptibus, and go from there. That sounds like a lot, but you can if you want. Because it's at 3.
That's saucy.
It's great.
Necroface
But yeah, they just got sell
also at 3, which
Ooh, for
it's
that
cool
Grand
for-
Maju decks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, only Grand Mod is the only thing I could think of caring about that. And then
Yeah.
Spiral Gear Drone, does that even matter with Master Plan getting hit?
Still a good card because you get to look at the top of your opponent's deck and like machine dupe and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not the same, because usually you want to see what's on top of your opponent's deck. You try to go into double helix, you call double helix, and then obviously you're gonna get it right because you know what's on top, and you just summon out the master plan, and then you get a search off, and then you link again, and you get 2 more cards. So it's like a +3 or even +4 because of the card advantage you get. So that's for master plan I'm talking about. But like drone, it's just more of an annoying card, I should say. Just to because you get to rearrange it, so that's the cool thing. You get to put them how you want. So if you see like the next card is something good, be like, I'm gonna put that one at the bottom of that little pile, and just give them something else. So that's what I used to do with drone, at least.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about the gambling deck.
I wish
the cards.
Exactly. I wish Quick Fix went back to 3. That's the card I want to 3. Drone, I don't care about, but Quick Fix, I want to 3 because I like spirals before Double Helix came out. When you used to run Red Resonator and like all that stuff, that was great. But once they got the link, it's like became too broken. It became like Zoo again. Just everybody plays Spiral.
So,
yeah,
that's true. And lastly, which is a great card, but just seems very underwhelming nowadays. Pot of Avarice.
I know.
I am running it in a couple of decks, but just at 1 still, even after it getting put to 3. Because last list it got put to 1 again.
Nobody used
it's
it.
just if you open multiple of that going first, you're screwed. Because it's not restrictive like all the other pots, where it's like you can't do your battle phase or has to be the start of the main phase. Like all it is target 5 monsters in your grave, shuffle them in the deck, and draw 2.
But if somebody interrupts that, though, you can't resolve it. So that's the only thing with that card.
Yeah.
That if you target the 5 monsters, I think that this ruling is correct. But if you target those 5 monsters, if they like DD Crow one of those monsters, I don't think you can shuffle them back. Because I think it said, I think Pot of Avarice says shuffle all 5, right?
Yeah, it's the same as like if your target misses for a Fiendish Chain, and how it flips upside down and becomes locked. It's just the game state has changed.
Yeah.
And the cost is to target 5 monsters. And then the continued effect is to shuffle all 5. So if you can't effect, then you can't do it. So yeah.
And DD Crow's been around.
Yeah, DD Crow is beating out Ash. I forget on Team Sam, some dude was running Cyber Dragons and he didn't even run Ash. He mained DD Crows and topped. Like
that card's good. It's just
I have a French DD Crow.
I have a regular DD Crow.
Or I think it's Italian actually. I'm tripping, but whatever. Yeah. So, but that's it. That's pretty much it for the ban list, y'all. Is there anything that you guys in particular wish would have came off before we wrap this up?
No, I think
I just feel like it's
thing for me was kind of the biggest letdown because I was so stoked when I saw Trident, and then I didn't even see Barrage, and then once I saw Barrage, I was like, oh well, what the fuck? Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Are you gonna play Zoo, Brent?
I wanted to, but I mean, imagine when I first came back to Yu-Gi-Oh, it was right when Zoo was the #1 topping deck. It was Zoo versus True Draco all the time, and there was Zoo Draco too. So for me, I was like, I wanted all those cards, and then when the Megatins came out, I finally had them all, and I was so stoked, and then womp, all gone. I was so mad.
Yeah.
So, it's just one of those it's one of the things I've always wanted to play with, but never really bothered with.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. For me, I guess it's just about just the Master Rule 5. Like now, it's going to be a lot more open. I could start making these like I always love my Synchron deck I used to have back in the day. It's not the same anymore. But if I can get my hands on Needle Fiber, it'll definitely help out. and yeah, just show shenanigans and yeah. Well, I mean, this just touches up some things. I thought this ban list was gonna be a lot bigger, but they were just touching up certain things. That's all they really did with
Definitely
this
a
ban
dual
list.
overload ban list or overlord ban list for sure.
Yeah, you gotta sell their set. They gotta sell the product, man.
That's true. You know what? Too like with Master 05, it's like I'm just destined to play Evil Swarms. Like this is what it's seeming like right now. Like, cause even like Yang Zings and stuff, like I don't really see that being that great. You know, just stuff that can easily summon stuff and not be punished for wasting a normal is the dex. That's going to be the way to go going into April 1st, I think.
I feel like this ban list also mostly just affected, as we kind of noticed before, mostly just engines rather than archetypes. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
what makes it so weird, you know?
It's like a
But
random mishmash of
that's
stuff.
why in the beginning I said it's a mix of stuff that makes sense with stuff that's just like, wapow, we decided
yeah,
you,
like
you thought
Dragon
you could
Buster
sleep.
one.
It's like they'd seen the main problem and then spirals were trying to sneak out of their room for a bowl of cereal at night. So they were just like, we're gonna get you too.
Nice try.
You know? The synchros, we're still got our eyes on you, but spirals, we see you fucking around over there, so you get it
Yeah,
too, you know? Like
but like I said, Shadow Invoked. I'm surprised that shit didn't get hit
well,
in
they
any
just came up
way.
with the structure deck. They're not going to ban anything. I guarantee next ban list should all get hit. Watch. They're going to fucking either they're going to reban construct or they're going to hit the fusion to one or some crazy shit. Watch.
We'll see. Well, we won't know because there's no damn tournaments going on,
Yeah, we're gonna be
so
stuck with this for
we
a
gotta wait
while.
and see.
Yeah.
The
That's
COVID
true.
and the ban list.
People are gonna people are gonna find some crazy combos going forward after this ban list. Watch. And they're not gonna get touched for a while because they're not gonna get the top with these combos and actually shake up the meta, you know? So I just keep your guys' eyes open for crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a short. It's a short window too because it said the next no sooner than is June 1st. That's only 2 months, so it just shows that it's just like a little touch up.
Yep. All right, guys. I think that's a good part to try to wrap it up. If you guys are watching, thank you so much for checking out our live show. I think
Yeah.
we got two attendees on this one, which is awesome. But we'll also post this for the.
Hey, let's
Well,
go.
it was Carla Swordmaster too, that person who attended me and Joe's duel earlier this week. But yeah, we'll put this on the channel so you guys can check it out. Let us know in the
Hey.
comments if you want to see more of these. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, everybody.